Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. Welcome to my scrunchy garden. My name is Mary and today I'm going to take you to my market, it's February 8th Valentine's Day market. Join us as I set up my table, show you my display. I'm trying to keep it neat and tidy today. I tend to jam-pack too much stuff onto my market, onto my tables. So I'm going to keep it streamlined today. I'm only doing hair accessories, not bringing any of my tote bags at all because it is just a 6-foot table. So I'm going to see how that goes. So stick around till the end of the video to see how I did at the market. If you like this content and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share the video as well, please. I would really appreciate that. So I'm here way earlier than I need to be because typically setting up my bags takes a lot longer, or loading the car takes a lot longer. So this took no time at all to load the car, so here I am setting up early. But one thing, if you use Gridwall at your displays, people, here's a game changer for you for the setup. I bought the feet for the Gridwall. So that way they're freestanding. It sticks out a foot on each side, so but if it's behind the table, it's okay. But this is how the feet came. So the Gridwall feet come with these tiny little bolts, nuts, and washers. And I mean, we used our own little wrench like previously, before Christmas. This is how we were setting them up. And it took so long, and it was so fiddly putting this all together. And so that was just so awkward, and I almost didn't want to use my Gridwall because of it. It was just like, it took so long to attach those feet to it. So I ordered off of Amazon. These didn't come as, these were sold separately, but I ordered off of Amazon these little, like a knob type screw or bolt, and as like a little matching the nut that matches, but the nut has to have a hole in it so that your screw, it'll extend, like it'll extend past the width of the of that nut to secure it tightly. So you do want to make sure, if you do get these, you want to make sure there's a hole, that hole on those bolts or on the nuts go all the way through. But it was so fast to put that together. You just like spin it and it goes. So that was a game changer. It just made setup so much faster with those Gridwall, not fighting with those little tiny little nuts and bolts. One thing, if you do order them, first of all, I ordered some that were too big. So for my particular feet that I got from Uline, I needed, I think they were M4, but I'll double check my link below. All right, so this might be kind of random information thrown in here about the whole Gridwall and the little bolts. This is not the one I used. This is 1 foot by 5 foot. I have 2 feet wide ones, and so those were the ones I was using, was the 2 feet. But you do want to make sure you have the right size. These were M4. The M6s or M7, whatever I ordered, first of all, did not fit through these holes. Granted, I was thinking, oh, maybe I could just drill out the holes. But they also, this goes into the side here, and those other ones also did not fit between these two wire bits here. So you do need to make sure you have a small enough bolt for that. I'll link it in the description below. But there's some random bit of advice in case you use Gridwall. Or maybe you figured out your own tips and tricks, and by all means, leave that in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. I think everybody would enjoy learning about things that work, good displays that work. So about a week ago, we had a crazy dumping of snow for Vancouver Island, for Nanaimo that is. So for some of you, that might not seem like a big deal, but yeah, it was intense, yeah. And it has stopped. It's been snow-free, well, not snow-free, we still have snow on the ground, but it's stopped for a few days now, and everybody's hoping it would all be gone, but just as we're setting up, it's starting to snow again. So while it's pretty, we'll see what that does for the market. I'm always a little bit concerned because my table is about, what, 2 feet wide, that reaching for the scrunchies, I don't know if it's too much of a reach, but it so maximizes the space. So let me know what you think about that in the comments as well. Is it too far of a reach to reach like to the other side of the table to where the scrunchies are, because they are flush against the table, and then the peg stands 6 inches out from that table, so which only leaves about a 24-inch reach, so I think it's okay. But yeah, insight into that would be appreciated as well. Share your knowledge with everybody. Okay, that was dorky. But yeah, so share your knowledge with the community, and yeah, so we can all do well at our markets. The first hour of the market, while it was snowing, was actually probably the busiest, was the busiest time of the market. And it wasn't like really busy, but yeah, there was a steady stream of people coming through there. And then oddly enough, once the snow stopped, it kind of got quieter. So yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. It wasn't a very busy market, but it was good to just kind of, break the ice for the season and get everything sorted out. Looking back at my footage from my table, it definitely looked a lot lighter. I'm hoping it didn't look sparse because I didn't have every square inch of the table covered in product, so as I'm prone to do. So I think it was better than what I have done in the past. And because it was quiet, I brought some busy work with me because I have had quiet markets in the past, and I tell you, it is just a mental game changer to have some work with you to do. When it's quiet and you're just sitting there waiting and waiting and wondering, oh, is there going to be any more customers? It's so quiet. You can just drive yourself in circles. So to bring work with you to a market and actually sit and just do the things is a game changer. That is because this is the first market that I actually had some work with me, and I didn't have tons of work prepped. I had just a few scrunchy tubes sewn up, but I ran the elastics through those. Don't you know I had forgotten my little clover bobkin, but I had a big safety pin in my kind of my emergency market kit. So I used a big safety pin to run the elastic through the scrunchies that I had, the few tubes I had brought with me that I had sewn up. But on the other hand, but also, I got rid of my little rolls, but I had a couple of rolls of the 2 different sizes of elastic. This is what I use for my petites, and this is what I use for my regular scrunchies. And I had big rolls of them, and I managed to get them all cut up. And actually, I didn't, it was just towards the end that I actually completely finished cutting them all up. So that was amazing. I've got tons of elastic cut up for, now I've got some more tubes. I'm just working on, as I have a few minutes in the evening and I just feel like doing a little something. It's just a great way to, kind of de-stress after work and to just do something. I just find this very relaxing to make them. So I just like having a little project like that on hand. I always have some handy to just pop on the sewing machine and sew. And I do want to have, even if I don't necessarily need them as a scrunchie form right now, and yet, I have room on my board, on my board behind me, so I can definitely stack more onto there. And I do want to have tons of scrunchies sewn up for summer, in case I get into the farmer's market, and that's a weekly thing. And I work, so I'm going to have to manage my time very wisely. So I'm trying to get a lot of stock done beforehand. But yeah, so I've got a lot of elastics cut up and ready to go. That's all the elastic I have, so I will need to order some more as well. I did order these from Amazon, as I had previously gotten my elastic from Fabricland, but I kind of bought it all, and then they've been out forever, and I couldn't wait for them to get it back in stock. So I ordered some from Amazon, and it's actually great. It's actually a little bit stretchier, so I like that. It's got a good recovery, good stretch to it. So I actually prefer this. So, I mean, yeah, you do what you got to do, and if you in turn find something better, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. So I have these sewn up, ready to sew a bunch of scrunchies. For my, for spring. I've got a spring launch coming up as well. That's at a little bit of a later date. So I'm going to be busy making more. So for my numbers, and this is my little sheet of numbers, and it's not the best, but that's okay. That's okay. It was good to get into the market scene and to get comfortable sitting. I've worked in retail for so long. I did before I work in an office now. I worked in retail for years and as a hairstylist before that, and I'm just used to always standing, so it felt really awkward sitting, but you need to. It's a long time to stand, especially when you're, and it's kind of awkward if there's no, like, hardly any people coming there, and they come to your booth finally, and you're just like standing there. Like, I mean, yeah, you say hi and you interact, but I don't know. It's I'm learning to get comfortable to sit down on the job as well, which was great for doing my little, cutting up my elastics and doing all that kind of stuff. But so, drum roll. I sold 4 of my little petite scrunchies, and those were 2 for $10, so that was $20. I sold 1, and I sold 1 heart, like 1 Valentine's Day themed jumbo scrunchies for $15. And that was so cute. This little boy comes up to me with his grandma, and he's like, I want this one for Mom. And the grandma's like, well, did you want to look at some of the other ones? And he's like, no, this has hearts, and I love my mom. So that was adorable. So I sold 1 jumbo, or 1 XL scrunchie for $15. I sold 2 wristlets at $12 each, so 2 wristlets for $24. And then I had also brought some of the hair claws, which of course were not handmade, but I sold 4 small hair claws, and that was $10. So my sales for the day were a big $69. And the table cost me $30. So while I made my table fee and a little extra, it wasn't a smashing success, but I kind of enjoyed it. It was, I don't know, it was kind of like a good vibe in there. I have a hard time going out and talking to other vendors, kind of like I stay at my booth. And and I know a lot of other vendors, they'll come up and chat. And I did do a walk around and said hi to people, but I don't know, why I find that awkward. Maybe that's just me, I'm awkward. But yeah, so I did, other than doing a walk around and seeing, and I bought some tea. One lady had tea there. It was like a vanilla raspberry herbal tea. That was so good. So she had samples. So I bought a little bag of that. So that was good. I still have some. So, but yeah, that was how the market went. Takedown is, of course, a lot faster than setup, and it wasn't too bad because it was just 2 grid walls, and my inventory, and a few little display things, those little spinning racks. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day.